All right. Hello, guys. Back for part two of kind of reviewing project three, going maybe trying to go into a little bit more detail, provide a little bit more instruction for, because I think we can start definitely in your teams, start working on project three. If you want to, start a Google Doc, start putting in um, your sections, right? Remember we were talking about in the previous video of using this for as a guide, right? Definitely use it like you could even use it as a template and then have your team start putting in that information. All right, you have your spot for your executive summary. Obviously, the last thing that you would write. You could start thinking about your introduction, bringing us into the topic. Right, it's doesn't have to be super long, as you can see right here. Right, the introduction is just short and sweet, to the point. Here's what we're looking at. Here are the main points. Here's the main ideas. Here are what some other people have to say. The research methods. You start to begin to think about if you wanted to break it up into tasks. You most certainly could. Think about, okay, here are the things that we did. Do we do surveys? Are we gathering, like in this particular case, they did background research. Okay, so maybe maybe both primary and secondary. They gathered demographics, right? So that's kind of some secondary and quasi primary research. Then they did some additional research actions that they took to have how other cities combated the problem. And then they analyzed their data, right? So that was like the method, right? Here's what we're going to do, right? Then in each one of those sections, each one of those areas, they kind of to help themselves keep on task, right? Results. They brought those same I guess you call them like subheadings, we call them. Okay, in task one, here's what we said we were going to do up here was our method. So we did all that kind of stuff. And so here were the results. Here's our findings. Okay. And so they addressed that, right? Bringing in all the support, the literature that they found, the specific numbers. They had a graphic, and they had to break it down even through, they did interview summaries. Obviously we won't have those. Okay. So think about maybe like surveys or other types of things or however you break it up. Task two, same thing. Task three, same thing. Broke it up, task four, and then they had their conclusions. And then in this particular report, they decided to make some recommendations, which your group can do as well, right? And then obviously their list of references, and this is when this file was converted from a Google Doc, the pages got kind of all messed up. So, and you kind of see how that kind of follows that, not necessarily in like a list-like way, but has the major sections in that paper. It kind of gives you some sort of an idea of where we're heading. So to kind of jump ahead, because it's kind of one of those things like you're in the middle of, you're working on project three, and as we're kind of working on project three and maybe filling in those sections and working on those tasks and putting our research methods into place and getting our results, and all these things are kind of happening simultaneously. In the middle of that, at some point next week, then you'll want to think about writing just a very short memo, 1 or 2 page progress report. Okay, and it's literally like talk about these 3 things. Give me a good sense of what you've accomplished. Okay, relate any problems that you have encountered or anticipate, or if you wanted to, you could apply. If you wanted to do a SWOT analysis, there's a link there to demonstrate that: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, or threats that you have encountered or anticipate, and then updating necessary changes to the schedule, describing the project plan. Basically, it's literally a progress report, right? Here's what we've done. Here's what we still got to do. Here's some of the challenges that we faced or are facing. Here's what we're doing about those things. And so based on what we're experiencing or what we're going through right now, here may be some changes to either our schedule or changes to the way that we're looking at our topic or our project. Any and all those things. It's really just you giving me an update. Okay. Just provide me an update. And that's really the main thing. That also provides us an opportunity, if we need to, have a conversation, right? So I changed the due dates to this as give it more of a range instead of a specific date. So if your team wants to, is farther along and you feel like, hey, we really want to knock out the progress report, next week in the middle of the week, knock it out, submit it, you're good. And then hopefully maybe by next Sunday, if your team needs a little bit more time, take advantage of that extra time as you're working on project 3. But as all these things are coming together, it's very simple. Just an update. All right. Just give me an update on kind of how your team's doing, what's going on. And of course, obviously, if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. If your teams are getting ready to meet or not, please just let me know and see if we can get together at some point. Have a great weekend. You all stay safe and stay awesome. Bye now.